Hi, loves. Welcome to your reading. Okay, if you saw the title, then you already know why you're here today. This is going to be a general reading, so as always, make sure to use your intuition. Take what resonates for you and just leave behind whatever doesn't. We're going to start off with the Spirit and Shadow Oracle deck today and see what messages are ready to come through. Let's find out what you need to know right now. What's showing up in your energy and what's really going on around you today. So the very first card we have coming out is the Key, and right after that we see Heartache. Interesting combination already, but let's keep pulling. Next we have Summer showing up, followed by Patience, and finally Meditation. Okay, so right away I'm feeling like there's this deeper message here. The Key is telling me that there's something important waiting to be unlocked. Almost like Spirit is saying the answer is already within you. But paired with Heartache, it looks like this key may have only been revealed through some sort of painful experience or loss. Now, when Patience and Meditation come out together, that's very clear guidance. It's almost like the divine pressed pause, a sort of time-out energy, so that someone could slow down, go inward, and really sit with themselves. This feels like a healing process, where you're not just rushing forward, but actually being asked to reflect, to connect with your higher self, and to find the clarity that's going to help you close out an old cycle. And then there's Summer. This could literally mean that this season is significant. Something could have happened or be happening right now in this timeline. But Summer also symbolizes that energy of being fully alive, living for yourself, being in the moment, and embracing joy. So it almost feels like Spirit is guiding you from a season of pain into a season of renewal, where the key is learning to live more fully for you. Okay, so we start off with the 10 of Cups, which tells me right away that there's something here tied to happiness, fulfillment, or what you thought was your ideal. Then we move into the 5 of Wands and the Chariot. So whatever this was, it feels like there was a relationship or connection where a lot of conflict and chaos came up. It almost feels draining, like it was pulling too much out of you instead of filling you up. It's almost as though the divine had to step in here, creating a pause so that someone could take a step back, reflect, and realign with themselves. And as I say that, I can't help but notice. Right behind the Chariot, we've got the 4 of Swords and the 7 of Swords. That's definitely giving the sense of some form of deception or hidden truth that you needed space to heal from. This is coming through as your energy, like Spirit wanted you to hit pause in order to regroup and restore yourself. I'm also getting the feeling that part of this has to do with an illusion or fantasy. Maybe you believed this connection was heading somewhere. Maybe you thought it was the forever after type of thing with that 10 of Cups energy. But then suddenly, boom, roadblock. That 5 of Wands, the Chariot, it's like things got stuck. The conflict overwhelmed the movement, and Spirit said, wait, hold on. So now the question we're going to dig into is, what's the key here? What is Spirit showing you through this? And what's the real takeaway from this whole situation? 9 of Swords. There's definitely something about anxiety showing up here. With Strength and the Page of Pentacles, I feel like Spirit is saying there's a deep lesson in all of this. A lesson about reclaiming your power from a situation that brought a lot of pain, heartbreak, and sleepless nights. It's almost like this chapter was meant to test your resilience and remind you of your inner strength. Now, when we look closer at the Heartache, 2 of Wands and Page of Wands, it feels like for some of you, this was someone you really wanted to move forward with, maybe even hoped for a long-term commitment, but it either never really took off or things got stuck before it could become what you envisioned. For others, this could also be pointing to a situation where you, or the person you care about, might already be in another connection. And that's where the blockage comes in. That's why we see Patience, Ace of Cups, and Temperance coming through. There's clearly a lot of love here, mutual love even, but something about timing is at play. The divine has put this on pause, not as rejection, but as redirection. It feels like you're being asked to use this space to go inward, to strengthen your trust in yourself, and to find the answers within rather than through the external situation. For some of you, I can see how easy it would be to label this as rejection or the end of something beautiful. You might even feel like you've lost the one. But Spirit is strongly suggesting that this isn't over, not in the way you think. This pause feels purposeful. It's giving you the chance to realign, to focus on your healing, and to be in the best place possible when divine timing says it's go time again. What's meditation about? So, the Five of Pentacles actually wanted to come out earlier but didn't fully, and I feel like that's still significant. It may be relevant here. When I pulled again, we got the Page of Swords. So what does this mean? Well, the Five of Pentacles speaks to feeling isolated, left out in the cold, or disconnected, whether that's from a person, a situation, or even from your own sense of security. And paired with the Page of Swords, this really feels like Spirit is saying, there's something for you to learn in this space of separation. This isn't wasted time. For those of you who resonate with the idea of soul counterparts, twin flames, or divine partnerships, you already know that in order to have true union with another, you first must be in union with yourself. Sometimes we think we're ready, we've done all the work, and yet the divine will show us. Maybe it's not quite time yet. That can feel frustrating, but it's also a gift because it's an invitation to go even deeper into your own growth. So if this summer you find yourself in separation from someone or just feeling disconnected in general, Spirit is asking you to use this time wisely. Redirect your energy back to yourself. Rebuild your confidence. Strengthen your inner foundation. Call your power back. We already saw Leo energy come up earlier. That solar plexus, your inner fire, your personal strength, that's what Spirit wants you to focus on. And here's what's really powerful. At the bottom of the deck with this Page of Swords, we have the Queen of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. This tells me that right now, you're being called to get clear, to cut through illusions, and to create balance within your life. You hold the key. The answers you're seeking. They're already inside of you. And I get the strong sense that many of you tuning into this are highly intuitive. You already feel this truth, even if you've doubted it at times, but there's something here. Five of Cups, Six of Cups, King of Swords. This is showing me that there's definitely been a separation, and yet the energy says you're still holding on. I feel like many of you are asking yourself the same question over and over. Why am I still attached to this? So then what's the deeper lesson here? Two of Wands, 10 of Wands. It feels like Spirit is pointing to the weight of expectation, almost like you've been putting too much emphasis on what the future should look like, rather than allowing divine timing to unfold naturally. There's this energy of carrying burdens that aren't even yours to carry, and the reminder here is about releasing that. Judgment is showing up at the bottom, along with the King of Cups, which tells me that the truth is already within you. You're waiting for someone to make a choice, to take action, to offer clarity. But Spirit is saying that deep down, you already know the answer. This is about trusting yourself, trusting what's been revealed to you already, and surrendering the need to control the outcome. Where is this leading? Well, that's why I want to pull more around this key energy, because it feels like there's something important you're meant to unlock within yourself here. Almost like the missing piece that will bring clarity to why this situation unfolded the way it did. 10 of Cups, 7 of Pentacles, the Magician, and the King of Pentacles. Okay, so right away I'm seeing a story here, but then the Devil shows up with the Page, and that's where it shifts. There's definitely some kind of karmic lesson playing out. I don't know if this was built around a fantasy, an illusion, or just something that never quite came into form the way it was imagined. 5 of Wands and the Emperor follow, and that makes me pause. Because now it feels like this may not even be your lesson. This could actually be someone else's journey that you've been tied into energetically. Especially if you're in no contact with someone right now, this really could be their process. The Emperor with the 5 of Wands and the Page of Pentacles points toward a struggle on their end. Immaturity, conflict, and lessons in grounding. And it's clicking for me now, because I'm going back to that earlier pull, the Page of Swords with the Queen of Swords and 2 of Pentacles around meditation. At first, I thought this might be you, but I don't think so anymore. This feels like somebody else's karmic connection, and you've been affected because of your tie to them. So what's happening here? With the Ace of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles at the bottom, it's clear. This separation, this time out, isn't because this person doesn't care or doesn't love you. It's not avoidance in that way. This is divine orchestration. Spirit pulled you back, separated you, to protect you while this person learns the truth they needed to see for themselves. And here's where it gets even clearer. The Queen of Swords. 2 of Pentacles, 5 of Cups, and 6 of Cups are showing the tension, the nostalgia, the regret, the back and forth choice. King of Cups versus King of Swords. Heart versus head. That's exactly what this is. This is the karmic lesson this Emperor-type energy has to move through. And the patience, the heartache, the waiting, that was never random. It's tied to this person's journey. So if you've been wondering why it didn't make sense at first, why things felt like they just weren't aligning, it's because this part of the story wasn't yours to carry. It's theirs. Well, let's talk about patience here. Page of Wands, Ace of Wands at the bottom, and the Wheel. This is giving me the energy of somebody who is holding back, but barely. It feels like someone who is currently tied up in something else, but deep down they are just counting down the minutes until they can be with you. Honestly, it feels like they're running on pure desire at this point. They're tired of pretending, tired of waiting, tired of holding it all in. Behind that, we've got the Eight of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. So, on the surface, this person has been going through the motions, doing what's expected of them, following the routine, keeping up appearances. But here's the thing. There's no passion in that. It's stability, sure, but it's empty for them. And with the Nine of Cups and the Five of Swords showing up, it looks like they've been denying themselves happiness, almost as though they feel like they're not allowed to have it. That's why their patience is thinning. The Tower and the Lovers are here, and that tells me that something's going to give. You can't keep bottling this kind of energy forever. Something is bound to explode, and it's connected directly to this connection with you. Then we've got the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands. Clear as day, this is passion, drive, action. Whoever this is, they want you. And it feels very physical, like maybe intimacy hasn't happened between you two at all, or if it has, it's been a very long time. That hunger is building. This is why summer showed up. It's heating up, the energy is getting stronger, almost like the closer we get, the more restless and impatient this person becomes. They don't want to wait anymore. Why is heartache here? Let's dig into it. The Nine of Wands, because they're exhausted. They're worn down from waiting, truly at the end of their rope. Whoever this is, they've hit that point of being done. But the thing is, this separation, this time out away from you, it wasn't random. It was orchestrated. It had to happen this way so they could be forced to wake up. See, they couldn't keep leaning on your energy, pulling from you just enough to survive, and then slipping back into whatever else they had going on. That cycle of escapism, floating in the 5D, dreaming of you, feeling your pull, wasn't enough anymore. Spirit had to cut that off. They had to be left with nothing to fall back on, no access to you, no more energetic crutch. Only then could they really face themselves. So yes, the heartache is here because they're struggling, but it's also a necessary breaking point. And I think now we can see clearly what's really unfolding. All right, let's dive into the tarot and see what's really going on with this person when it comes to the collective. What are they doing? What's on their mind? What's truly happening beneath the surface? We've got the Nine of Cups coming out first. There it is. That wish fulfillment energy. You are their happy place, their sense of emotional satisfaction. This person wants to feel free, liberated, and it's tied directly to you. Then the Two of Cups shows itself. Confirmation that they see you as a soulmate connection, someone they don't just want, but need. Collective, I like this energy. The Wheel of Fortune comes next, showing how strongly they feel this connection is destined. That's why they can't get you out of their head. It's not just casual longing, it's a deep sense of inevitability. Honestly, it's getting to the point where it's sexually frustrating for them not to have access to you. And if they're with someone else, forget it. They're not even paying attention there. It's like clockwork ticking in the background, and the tension is about to break. Now, the Eight of Pentacles with the King of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles, this is someone who's been trying to stay busy, working, focusing on their responsibilities, but deep down they're craving something new, something passionate, something real. The Nine of Pentacles with Justice follows, and that's a clear message. Somebody here wants their freedom. For some, that freedom might even require legal action, papers, contracts, separation. It also feels like this person is drained by the endless obligations they're tied up in. They're irritated, resentful even, because they don't have a window of opportunity to come toward you, to even see you. That lack of access is pushing them to their breaking point. And for those of you who haven't spoken to this person in a while, that silence has only magnified the pressure. They're tired of the same routine, tired of being unfulfilled, and they're reaching the edge of what they can tolerate. What's going on with the Two of Cups here? The Hanged Man, Well, they're stuck, and not just in general, they're stuck on you. That much is clear. Okay, so what's going on with the Nine of Cups then? The Five of Swords, see, they know. They know they're stuck, and it's not a place they want to be. But this energy, this frustration, is exactly what's going to push them to finally break out of whatever cycle they've been sitting in, whether they're aware of it yet or not. There's a lot of tension here, a lot of restlessness. So let's look deeper into that Five of Swords. Why is it here? The Three of Wands. Right, because they know what they want. They know where their happiness is. They want to move forward toward that fulfillment, but at the same time, they're waiting on the wheel to turn in their favor, waiting for some kind of shift or change to happen. And look at the bottom of the deck, the Lovers and the Knight of Wands. That tells me everything. Collective. I really feel like this person is involved in another relationship or tied up in something else that's keeping them stuck. And I don't think there's been much passion in their life for a while now. That's where this energy is bubbling up. The sexual frustration, the yearning, the hunger, and all of it, it's directed straight at you. They don't just want connection, they want intimacy, closeness, the fire that only you seem to ignite in them. Well, let's take a look. Why is the Nine of Cups here? This feels like it's about to burst wide open. Yes, the moon. Oh gosh, this person has been holding everything down for you for so long, trying to keep it hidden, but it's all bubbling to the surface now. I honestly don't think they can contain it anymore, even if they wanted to. These are unexpressed desires, deep emotions, longings, wants. They've been shoved down, suppressed, but never truly gone. They've been stuck on you, circling in their mind, looping over and over. It's obsessive in a way, because it's not fading. The thoughts of you, the craving for you, the feelings, it's just not going away. Now, the Two of Cups, let's see why that's here. This is pure fantasizing energy. They're daydreaming constantly about the moment they can finally just be with you, openly, no barriers, no excuses. Page of Cups shows up here too, and that says it all. It feels almost like a fantasy too good to be true, like a when pigs fly kind of thing. And why? Because they're tied to that Ten of Pentacles situation. Something long-term, maybe family, maybe financial obligations. It forces them to give, and yet they probably get little to nothing back in return. Maybe stability, maybe money, but no spark, no fulfillment. It feels dull, heavy, mechanical, like they're going through the motions. So what happens? They escape. They spend most of their days, and honestly all of their nights, fantasizing about you. You're the dream they retreat to. The thing that keeps them breathing when everything else feels like a lifeless routine. And the more they suppress it, the stronger it builds. Until now, it's reaching a point where it just can't stay locked inside anymore. Well, why is the wheel here? Strength. Okay, so this really comes down to courage. This person needs to step into their own power and find the bravery to actually stand up for themselves. And honestly, that's not an easy thing to do, especially when there are all these strings. Responsibilities or attachments keeping them tied to a situation. Right now, they're not quite ready. And that's what this whole thing has been about. This time apart, this distance, it's like a training ground. A necessary time out for them to start waking up and building that inner strength. Because without being pulled away from you, they might have just stayed in the same cycle, clinging to bits and pieces of your energy here and there. Enough to survive, enough to get through their days, but never enough to fully break free. And I know some of you really do feel like this is over, completely done, because on the surface, nothing seems to have changed. They're still in the same situation. But the truth is, this separation was part of the process. It had to happen to push them toward their courage, because otherwise they'd just keep living halfway, always stuck between two worlds. So yeah, Wheel of Fortune with strength. It's about divine timing working alongside their inner growth. Pisces, Leo energy showing up here. Let's dig deeper. Why is strength here? It's the star showing up here. They want a whole new life, something fresh and aligned with their destiny. This is wish fulfillment, and Spirit is saying very clearly, if they truly want this, if they truly desire that soul-level connection with you, they can't just sit back and hope it falls into their lap. They're going to have to rise up, fight for it, and take real action. At the bottom of the deck, we've got the Page of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. So yes, they've been watching, studying, and quietly strategizing. They've been carefully planning some kind of exit or new beginning, thinking through all the details. But here's the thing. Planning alone isn't enough. They can't just sketch it out in their mind and hope that one day they'll wake up free. It doesn't work like that. The divine is pushing them, almost nudging them out of their comfort zone, saying, you need to actually move. I feel like this person has been keeping these plans very private, almost secretive, because deep down they know exactly where they're meant to be. They know the truth of this connection. But until they stop hiding in the background and start showing up in the physical, all of this remains potential energy. The door is open. It's up to them to walk through it. Well, why is the Hangman here? 4 of Wands. A lot of them right now are actually starting to dig into the whole twin flame thing. I'm just going to say it. It's like Spirit is putting that final wand on their back, the last piece of weight they can't ignore anymore. Because this isn't just about being stuck. This is about realizing that they can't stay in that stuck energy forever. Why the 4 of Wands? Let's see. 7 of Swords, 6 of Cups, oh geez. And then 8 of Cups into the Ace of Cups. Exactly. So, sure, they may still be in that Hangman energy at the moment, but the perspective has already shifted. Deep down, they know whatever they're tied to now. It isn't it. It's not where they're supposed to be. That 7 of Swords with the 6 of Cups is like clinging to old comfort zones, even if it means deceiving themselves. But the 8 of Cups leading into the Ace of Cups, that's them knowing they have to walk away from what no longer serves and step towards something far more fulfilling. 4 of Swords, 9 of Swords. Yeah, this person is really struggling. They know they need to get their act together before they can take action. For a lot of them, it's already coming down to the wire. Tension is boiling, arguments are happening, and it's all building toward that final tower moment. And in the meantime, sleepless nights, heavy anxiety, 6 of Swords with the Ace of Swords. It's clear they want to just come out with the truth, lay it all on the table, and be done with it. That urge to finally speak their truth is strong. But instead of letting it out, they push it back down. They bottle it up, they hold it in, and they sit in their own deception even longer. And that right there is why Spirit keeps turning up the pressure. Well, why is the 5 of Swords here? The High Priestess, because they bottle it all up, they keep it locked inside, and honestly, it's not working anymore. It's eating away at them. For some, this suppression is so heavy it could even be manifesting physically. Stress, sleepless nights, stomach issues, ulcers, who knows? It's like they've shoved these feelings down so far that it's become toxic, but the irony is it's also all they can think about. It's consuming them day and night, running in the background of everything they do. And yet, despite all that mental and emotional chaos, they still haven't actually moved. They might be researching, making plans in their head, imagining how to move forward, but most haven't taken that first real step to initiate change. That's why this whole final step separation had to happen. Spirit needed them to be cut off from your energy so they could feel the emptiness for real, so they could see that the situation isn't going to magically fix itself. It won't just clean up on its own. They are the ones who have to rise up and start the process. Wow, okay guys, so what are they actually going to do next here towards you? Let's take a look. Okay, 6 of Swords with the Ace of Swords. There it is. We literally just saw that energy peek through. And look at the bottom, Page of Cups. So, here's the thing. Some of them might actually come forward and finally tell you what's really going on, that they're preparing to leave a situation, or that a shift is happening behind the scenes. Now, for others, I'm also picking up there could be a very real, very raw conversation coming up between them and whoever they're with right now, where the truth can no longer be avoided. It feels like it's hitting that point where something has to be said, has to be done. Let me dig a little deeper. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. Something's shifting. Justice at the bottom. Knight of Cups coming out as well. This is big energy. It's like if you've pulled back from them, they're realizing they cannot just sit in the silence anymore. For many of you, this person may come forward to open up and reveal what's been going on. Some of them may still drag their feet, may need a bit more time, but Spirit's making it clear. If they don't want to lose you for good, some kind of decisive action has to be taken. The wheel is turning regardless. The universe isn't letting them stay in limbo forever. Now, what it's really going to require of them is courage. Courage to let this wheel turn, to trust the process, and to have the faith that they'll land where they're meant to. Justice and the Knight of Cups together speak of a heartfelt offer, an apology, or a step in your direction that feels more genuine this time. And behind that, the Empress and the Queen of Wands. That's you, collective. They know exactly who you are to them. There's no escaping it. There's no way this person can just stay away from you indefinitely. And there's no way they can keep sitting in their current situation while secretly longing for you in separation. That tension is snapping. So yes, something's shifting, something's moving. And for a lot of you, it's going to come through as communication, possibly even sooner than you expect. All right, loves, let's go ahead and pull a tentative timing card and see when this person could potentially reach out to the collective. And oh my gosh, we have the Tower. That's hilarious because we were literally just talking about that energy. So for some of them, it really could be that they're waiting for their own personal Tower moment to hit before they step forward. Now, timing-wise, the Tower is connected with Scorpio season, and we also have that Mars, Aries, Art Scorpio intensity around it. It ties into the number 16, which reduces to a 7, so for some of you this could indicate something happening within the next 7 weeks. That would take us into the very end of October going into early November, right in the middle of Scorpio energy. For others, it could be as soon as this current month of September. At the bottom of the deck, we've got the Six of Wands, which brings in that victorious forward movement. That card also ties into the transit of Jupiter in Leo, which already passed back in early August. But Leo energy has been showing up repeatedly in these readings. So for many of you, it's almost like Leo season planted the seed, and now September through November is when it's growing and pushing toward breakthrough. Honestly, though, I don't feel like this person can sit in this standstill energy much longer. They know the wheel can't stay stuck forever, and they also know what's waiting on the other side if they just allow it to turn. That's why it feels like their hesitation is cracking, little by little. So, wow. Okay, my loves, I think I'll leave this reading right here. I do hope it brought some clarity and reassurance to those of you who needed it. If it resonated, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoy these readings, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future ones. All right, guys, until next time, take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.